I kind of want to jump back to the start.
Okay.
Do you remember your first musical memory?
My first musical memory? Yes, actually. I think it's my first. It's certainly the furthest away I can remember. I was probably about 6, and my parents were going to a concert by an act called Joe Dolan. Uh, and I don't think they could get a babysitter, so they just brought my brother and I, and we just played in the corner while the gig happened. Um, and now when I hear his songs, I just think of that moment, back there playing on the sofas and then falling asleep on the sofa. Yeah, Joe Dolan would be the first.
You were pretty young, so do you remember what that first concert felt like?
Not really. I'm pretty sure I didn't care that it was happening.
Mm.
I was too busy bouncing on the sofa. Um, but it must have stuck with me because I still hear them songs and love them. Most people have never heard of Joe Dolan, but he's a song, You're Such a Good Looking Woman. And every time I hear it, I feel really good. So it must have stuck with me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you remember then what you listened to growing up?
Yeah, growing up was rock and roll. It was Thin Lizzy. It was Aerosmith, Free, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin. And then the older I got, I found the Beatles, which changed a lot for me. And then I found Motown, which changed a lot for me. Then I found Paul Brady, who changed a lot for me. But initially it was all rock and roll.
Um, you said changed for you. What do you mean by that?
Just, my musical knowledge and taste just expanded, I guess.
Mm.
It went from really loving guitar solos to actually preferring prettier melodies or happier songs like the Beatles. Yeah, just taste almost growing. Still appreciating Thin Lizzy, I love them. Still appreciate Aerosmith, amazing. But then you hear the likes of Please Please Me by the Beatles and you're going, yeah, what is this? I'm into that.
What is your favorite Beatles album then?
Okay. The Beatles, I find it really hard to pick one. I think right now I'm going to just say Abbey Road because that's where I'm at the minute. Next week it could be Sgt. Pepper again. It could be anything, but currently the album that's doing it for me is Abbey Road.
So what is it about that album too?
I have no idea. I have no idea. There's nothing. I wish I could be poetic about it and say, oh, it's the sounds and this, that, and the other. I don't know. It's just when I listen to it at the minute, whenever I finish it, I'm like, I want to start that again. So maybe it's that. It's the fact that whenever I finish it, I have to put it on again.
So do you think the Beatles influenced your own songwriting?
I mean, of course they influenced it. I would not say that I have any sort of sound similar to the Beatles. I don't think there's ever going to be anybody like the Beatles again. But they certainly inspired me to write happier songs. One of my favourite lines is, all you need is love. Love is all you need. It's like, wow, like, everybody's kind of shies away from writing about love, but the Beatles, nearly every song was about love. It was beautiful.
Is it harder for you to write happy songs, or?
No, I mean, I'm a relatively happy guy, but, it's a lot easier to write something dark and depressing than it is to write something uplifting.
Why?
I don't know, I guess it's that human nature thing where we're always feeling sorry for ourselves.
So do you have to be in a certain mindset to be able to write, or a certain place?
I was actually talking about this with someone yesterday. They asked me something similar, and all I could think was, if I was writing a song that was kind of depressing, or not even depressing, but mellow and overthought, I guess, and then the next day I wake up with a really happy mood, I couldn't go back to that song because it would be a waste of this mood, going right what you're feeling now, because that mood will come back to you and you can revisit it. But this one might come back a little later. So I'm always interested whenever I wake up feeling really good, positive, to just go and write something that's good and positive, because it would be really sad to have that feeling and then go back to a song that you're not in the frame of mind to do. And it would just be a bit of injustice to the songs.
So if we go into one of your songs then.
Okay.
Don't Hide Your Love. What sort of place were you in when you wrote that?
A kind of junction in being a little beguiled with doubt, uninspired, having trouble with keeping in touch with people, trying to find my feet.
Why were you having trouble with that?
The thing with this job is you're away a lot. People tell you really nice things a lot, but nobody's actually looking out for your actual well-being. It's all, it's a weird way of life, but I guess it's mainly you can get very low at points because you just feel a bit disconnected to your family and your friends, and they're the ones that do tell you the truth, So it's really that song's just being stuck at a junction between what I love doing and what I miss at home, I guess.
How do you deal with it, and how do you keep going?
You wake up and keep going. Don't overcomplicate it, don't overthink it. Keep in touch with friends, keep in touch with family, make a point of doing it, and keep doing what you're doing. And whenever you're with them, just be with them fully. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time, I guess is the.
But you said don't overthink it, but isn't the overthinking what got you to writing that song?
Of course. But I'd rather not have to write a song like that. Yeah.
So when you perform a song like that, do you go back to the initial feeling when you wrote that? Or?
This is a real surprise, probably, but I've never performed that song.
Oh, okay.
Like, ever. I recorded it and never seen an opportunity to play it again. But I have other songs which have the same sort of sentiment, I guess.
But why haven't you played this song?
It just never fitted into timescales. It was always one that would have came out a bit.
Okay.
If we had another 10 minutes, it would have been in it, but we never did, so it never did.
But so with the other songs, do you go back to that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of songs that I have where once I hit the first chord, I'm right back to the moment which inspired me to write the song. I have a song called You Don't Dance, and from the first chord, I'm right back at that moment where the song starts.
So what do you feel then?
A mixture of a lot. Joy, sadness, and everything in between, I guess, but the initial reaction is joy, and then after that.
So how did that song start?
I wasn't looking for you when we met. Yeah, it was just a song about meeting someone for the first time.
Okay.
So yeah, it's always a joy to start that song.
But do they also change over time, some of your songs, like the meaning to you?
Yeah. I have a song that was all very uplifting, and then something happened, and in the middle of the song changed to actually change with the story of what was going on in real life to turning into what it was.
So you wanna?
No, not really.
No. I'm gonna have to wrap it up. Final question then. what are you working on now? When will there be more
This
music?
this year is all about releasing songs. I had a great year last year, but I only released one song. This year I want to release an album, a couple of singles, and there'll be a lot of touring, as there was last year, and I love touring. But I think the initial thing is recording.
Can you tell something about the direction of your album?
Yeah, I have no idea yet.
Okay.
I'm really excited to actually figure that out. We haven't really started into much of it, but I'm just looking forward to that initial few days to go. Oh, this is the album we're making. Okay, great. So yeah, currently I don't know.
Exciting. So thank you so much for
Thanks
your
for having me.
time.